Hi everybody, welcome back to Carnation Crafts TV. I'm Laura, we have Bunny next door, and this is our third show of the day, and we are looking back at our amazing bundle today. This is the Woven and Cloud collection. This is stunning. These are your basic cards that you are going to use with all of those collections that you've got at home already. So you've got the Through the Clouds, and you've got that woven design there as well, which just look amazing. I'll show you very quickly on the board so you can see exactly the cards that you could make with this. Now you can use these as your card base, and you have got stunning bases of your cards straight away to do your cards with, or you can mix and match this up, use them as mats and layers, but you've got all of your layers in there to use for your card bases, and you've got these patterns so that you can tuck your florals, tuck your hot air balloons, tuck your vignettes into these and into the clouds as well. You can see those stunning designs in there. So you have got stunning card bases straight away from the start as you started crafting. Now the lovely thing with these could be used landscape or portrait as well. And you can see there, just put in a floral display on the corner of your cards with that lovely woven pattern in the center, so you don't even have to use them as they've been designed. You can mix and match these up. The clouds, look at that. So just going around the edges there with a bit of purple ink, and you can see the dimension that you get on there, building up your florals around the edges. Just works so well. And this could be just a background in a card, it could be the landscape in a background of a scene. You could do them like clouds. We were saying in the earlier show, somebody messaged in saying it looked like steam. There's so many ways that you could use these, and they cover so many different occasions. But when you look at these, think of all of those collections that you've got at home already. If you have got collections that are sat at home that maybe you haven't used for a while, or maybe you've used them for a while and now you don't know what to do with them, these dies are going to just slot into every collection you've got at home already. So these are going to elevate all those collections that you've got at home, or maybe, like I said, those collections where you've kind of lost your mojo with, you don't know what to do with them anymore. Grab these dies and bring in those collections with these, and you're going to make stunning cards like this really quick, easy and effortlessly. Now we are going to make a card, but before I do, we are going to cut out the cloud. Where did I? There. So let's cut this out. So if you saw the earlier show, I did say I'd try and grab some mirror card so we could cut this out so you could see, because look at all that embossed detail that you get in here. So I'm going to pop that on there because I think this way is going to be the most effective way of showing you all of that detail. So I'm going to pop that on there, pop that there, and then we're going to move that over and pop that. So we'll pop that in there and run that through so you can see exactly what that's going to look like. Now that is going to cut out the card that we are making. I am using the mat on the outside for my card base. Okay, so I've cut out that base with the layers. So you've got two mats and layers on the outside. Now that larger one I've already cut out, and I've cut out the, hang on, that is from Eternal Grace. So this perfect paper is from Eternal Grace because I'm also using the dies from that as well. So we're mixing it up now. Look at that. I'll pop that there. Look at the detail on that. Look at all that embossed detail. You can really see it there, but you've also got all those cut lines, so you can now slot things in there So you've got all of that there to build up. And if you want this to be smaller, if you're going to pop it on a card, don't be afraid to just snip into it. So you could just snip those bits off and you can have it smaller. Maybe you just want it in the corner of a project, you know, snip them down. That could be like the corner where you're building up a scene around it. Maybe you're going to go over this in green to make it look like landscape. So don't be afraid to go in and cut into them. But you can really see that emboss detail in there, which is stunning. I always say with Carnation, the dies do all the work for you. Right, let me just move that plate. Right, so I've got my card base from the Perfect Papers, and then I've got another one that we're going to stick on there. So I've got my card shape ready to go. So let's put some glue. So that is just going to go on there like that. So we've got your card shape ready. Then we're going to go in with a sheet of white. So we'll pop some foam pads already on the back of here. And then this is going to sit onto that blue cardstock. So that is just going to sit on there like that and give us that lovely frame around the outside. And then we're going to go in with our next layer. Just put some foam on the back of that. And then, so before we've even added that cloud die onto this, I think this is a lovely card shape on its own. It's just like this with the matte layers. I think you could easily go in, add a sentiment on here, add a little vignette on here, and this would look stunning. So if I pop that on there, you could easily put like one of the little mice there, add a sentiment on the top, and that could be your card done. And it looks really nice because you've got that point of difference straight away. It just elevates your projects instantly. Now, we're cutting out the cloud. Okay, so you can see now I've cut out a layer, and what I've done is just grabbed a little bit of, I'm just going to cut this so I can show you. So grab, if I was at home now, I would be grabbing a piece of cardstock from the bin. So cut it out in white. So you've cut it out, you've got it there in white. Okay, and then what all you're going to do is just tuck this under there like that. So tuck a bit of scrap paper underneath, pop it down, and then grab like a blending brush or a foam pad or something, and you're just going to go like that and add in some ink. So this one I've done blue, okay? Some of the samples we showed you, they had different colours in. So I've done that, and I've just gone in blue around the edge. Now you can't see the white underneath, okay? So go a little bit and then take it away and have a look. Because when I put that there, it doesn't look like there's that much on there. But when you take it away and you've got the contrast from the white, you can really see it. So add you can add more, you can't take it away. So always go in light and then add more if you need it. Okay, so we've cut one out and we've put blue on there just to add some more depth to those clouds. And now I'm going to add in some tape, and we're going to stick this layer down. So this is going to be the back layer, and Bunny's just said you could do it in metallics to make it more Christmassy. You could. You see, you're getting on the Christmas train now. Right, so we've got that there like that. Now I've done the exact same thing, so cut out another sheet in white, and then this time that bit that I've inked I've snipped away, and then this layer I've gone in with ink. So now that is going to sit there like that. So you've got that contrast. So now I'm kind of going away now from the tucking the florals in. Like if I was doing this at home, what I would do is I would pop the flowers in first and then add them in, but because I want to add foam in between these layers, and I want to show you how it'll look at the end. I'm going to have to cut the flowers, and we're kind of going to pretend that we're cutting them in. But if I was doing it at home, I'd pop them in and then add this on. So then this is going to sit on there like that. Oh, and Bunny's just told me over 25% of the bundle has gone. Well done if you've grabbed it, because you're going to have so much fun with this. That is going to go on there. And then look at how much dimension that looks already. I haven't even finished. Doesn't it just look like, I instantly think of like a baby card, a background scene. They are amazing. That's going to go on there. Then we've got our next layer. Oh, my tape does not want to come off. So we've got 2 left. That's going to go on there like that. This is another box card. And then last one. And for this one, I've just put a little bit of blue in the corner just to break up that white. So that is going to sit there. Now, look at that. Oh, look at that. There's so much, and all I've done is cut out the different layers of that cloud. But how effective does that look? So already, we haven't even added anything else in yet, and already that looks amazing. So now we're going in with our flowers. So these are ones that I've printed, I've cut out from the Eternal Grace. So these are the florals from that. Now, if I would have done this at home, I would have just placed these where I want them to be, like sticking out of the clouds. Oh, and then glued everything down. But because I wanted to show you the effect of actually layering all these up, I've kind of, you know, done it the other way just for speed, so I can show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the stems off these, because obviously I've put the foam tape underneath, so that I can just tuck those under there. It was the die. The die. If you heard that at home, sorry guys. Yeah, the die just fell off the back. I did have a fright then. I was like, oh no. There's a crafty ghost in here with me. Right, that is going to go there. So let's grab some glue. And we're going to start sticking these down. So we're going in with pop that one there. And then pop that one in there. And you can tuck these in and just place them around exactly where you want them to be. So I'm cutting stems off, like I said, purely because I've already gone in with foam tape underneath, otherwise I wouldn't have. And pop that there. And let's pop this one behind there. Got another one there. It kind of covers every occasion, doesn't it? There isn't, like, I can think, when you think of scenes, you could use this, baby cards, you could use this, even just like this, where you bring in florals, this works for florals. There's just, I don't think there is an occasion where, oh, you could put Santa on the sleigh. Going across, why do I feel so Christmassy? I don't know. I do love Christmas though, but it's a bit early for Christmas. Well, to be fair, it's freezing outside, so it's not exactly summer, so Linda's messaged in saying that her husband had come up with the idea, if you ink them in different colours, it could be like a sunset or a sunrise. Do you know what I thought you were going to say? I thought you were going to say do it in different colours so it looked like a rainbow. That's what I thought you were going to say then. So lots of different ways. Let's add that in there. But you know what, that's the nice thing of like doing shows like this where you can like email in, because like if you hadn't said that now, I wouldn't have thought of doing it with the rainbow. So it's every idea or every question or every comment sparks another idea, which is amazing. And now I'll pop that there. And then, now we've also got from Eternal Grace, because I thought it just fitted in so well. Got a little bird, couldn't not use it. That is gonna just go there like that. Oh. Pop that on there like that, and then, oh, now I've got my sentiment from Petals and Threads. So I'm mixing everything in the stem up. Now we're just going to add some glue on the back of here. So just add those in those larger areas. I like adding a sentiment like this on a card. I like it when things overflow off the card. So this just sits on there lovely. So we've got, you are wonderful. And then that is just going to sit. I need to grab some more pin flare on. Oh. That is, it is going to. I'll have a look now. That's going to sit there. Like that. So you've got, like, now just look, the dimension that you get on that is so pretty. Look at the layers, and you can see adding the foam in between each one. Look at the, you even get the shade in, so you get the shadow behind it. It just works for so many different occasions. Do you know what I like about it? With that bit of white, it looks fresh and clean, but you can still go in and add so much into it, but it still gives you that almost like clean, fresh look to it. It just looks really, really lovely. But again, it is the from the Woven and Cloud collection. So you do get the two in there. They work absolutely perfectly with so many different collections that you've got. Think of those collections that you've got at home already that you can mix and match in to work with this, because they are all going to work perfectly together. I'm just gonna open my glue. Oh. They're big dies as well, they are, because think of those card bases as well that you'd be making out of these, and you've got that point of interest, which is what I really like about these. You've got that difference there straight away. Now this one we are doing this way. Yes, so we haven't done one like this yet. Right. Now, I've got my cardstock. So this is, I think, again, this is from the Eternal Grace collection. So we're going to pop these down. Now, I've got my perfect papers from that collection. I've scored the top. So we're just going to pop some glue across the top of there. And then that is going to sit on there like that. So I've got my card base again, and you're not even using an A4 sheet of card for that. So we're going to pop that on there. Then this one, because it's the same colour, I'm going to add some foam on the back of it. So you've got that bit of dimension there because we are doing the same colourway. Otherwise, if I put that on flat, it's just going to blend in. You're not really going to tell that there's another layer in there. So we'll pop these off and then add that on there like that. So I've got that layer there. Then our next layer that we're going in with is going to sit on there. So we've gone a bit lighter with that layer, and we'll add some foam on the back of there. So I'm using the foam tape from the Clean and Simple range, because you need that thinner tape to go down the edges of here. So that is just going to run along there, and then you've got that height then in between there, especially if you want to go in and tuck your flowers into it. It just makes it a little bit easier because you've got that gap between that layer underneath and this layer to tuck those flowers in, so it just helps. So pop that off there, and I think you can you buy the foam tapes from the Clean Simple on their own? You can't. Right, that is going to sit there like that. Oh, Audrey's just messaged in that the cloud cards are stunning and it's a must-have. It really is, isn't it? I think it's when you think of how much you can do with it and you think of all the possibilities, because I think it just works for every occasion. So it doesn't matter what die you put with it, it just works. That is going to sit on there. So we've got our mass layers there, and then same on the other side. Just add some of our glue on there, and then that is just going to sit on there like that. So we pop that there. I love the fact that they've even included those thin layers. No. Oh, maybe you could cut another one of these up and just weave them in and out of each other so they're kind of crisscrossed. So you could do that. See, and I agreed with you. I didn't just say no. Right, so I've got some of my florals now, and I'm just going to put my sentiment, I think, about there, so I can kind of gauge where it's going to go. So, and I'm just going to shape these a little bit. Now these, if you pop them in kind of at the side and then turn it in, they'll fit in there. So trial and error of obviously what florals you have at home already. I'm going to have to use this big one now. But I feel like most florals, you'll get them to fit. You could always snip into it, so it's kind of like make it at an angle. But like, you know, like I'm doing, if you just tuck it in and then turn, it'll fit in there. So you've got, and again, it makes life so much easier that you've got that gap between that layer and the cardstock at the back. Yeah, so I would recommend, if you're doing this, just add a bit of tape around the back, or put your flowers in and then stick it down, because then you can move them around a bit and you've got a bit more freedom while you're doing it. So let's pop this one in there. So what I'm going to try and do, So what I'm going to try and do is, whatever I stick that side, I'm going to try and stick that side as well. And then let's pop that there, so I kind of know what I'm working with. So just put in glue only on the back of the flowers, and then all you're going to do is just, like I said, just put it in slightly at an angle and then just push it in and pop it down. Put another one in. I love these flowers. I love that you get the different colorways. Yeah, they're just really bright and summery. Can you tell I want summer to come? It's like, summer, where is it? Them are the only things I like. Christmas and summer, nothing else. No, Christmas and summer. Spring is like, it's not summer. It's like, yeah, spring is, yeah, exactly that. Bunny just said spring is like, you leave the house in the morning in a jumper, and then by lunchtime you're boiling. But no, I just want, to be fair, I don't feel like we even get that much of a summer. It's like we get like a heat wave maybe for like a week, and that's our summer. Yeah, to be fair, like I'm in Wales, so 9 times out of 10 it's just raining. We do get really good storms. We didn't have a storm the other night, but the wind was so bad. I've lost like another panel in my fence. I was like, I haven't seen anything about a storm, but it was not good weather. Well, maybe. Right, that's gonna go there. And then, no, I think we'll stop. I can't even pick it up. Stop there. Oh no, actually, do you know what? I'm gonna cut that off. And I'll add that bit there just to break up that red. And we're not going to add that in because that's going to make it too much. So let's add in, so I've got a sentiment here. This one is from Petals and Threads. Let's get some more glue. And then, so I've got Scent with Love. And we'll add some glue on here. So I've cut this out with the lighter shade of that cream from the Perfect Papers. And then I've cut out the matte to go behind it with that, in that darker cream shade. So I'm just copying the 2 colorways that I've used from the matte and layers, and I really like this. Like, it's almost like a dark cream and a light cream, but look at the colors that I've used, and it goes. So you don't have to think about your colors or clashing or anything like that, because they still work really, really well. So that is now going to sit on there. Like so. So we've got that there. And then pop some glue. This pin flare has been in the boot of my car, and honestly, it's so thick. It's like I'm literally squeezing the tub so hard. I feel like the whole thing is about to come out. That is just going to sit there like that. So you can see, bringing in different collections, and think of using them landscape, portrait, because they're going to be able to work in so many different ways, but you still get all that dimension there, building in the flowers. They just look amazing, and all that work is done for you because that die does all the work. So that one is the woven one. You've got the woven and the clouds in there, which both of them just look absolutely amazing. They are on that special bundle price for you today of $39.99, and you do get the 2 of them in there. They are large size dies, and they work with absolutely everything. Any collection, like we've been saying, you know, Easter, Christmas, Mother's Day, Father's Day, they just cover absolutely any and every occasion. Right, so now card base. I have used the outside mat. So the mat, the matte die that fits onto there, folded a sheet of cardstock in half, and I've taped that down like that. Then what you're going to do is grab your plates and you're going to put it there. So this side doesn't go through on your plates, and then when you pop it out, you've got that effect on the side, but it doesn't cut down the center. So card base is done. Okay, so again, think of different ways that you can use them. So I've got that shape there straight away. Then I've cut out the cloud, so that's going to fit on there. Now I've done the exact same thing. So like I told you just now, grab a bit of spare cardstock, something that you're going to throw in the bin, tuck it in, and this time I've done yellow. So you can see it's almost like a yellowy orange colour, just on the edges, and then done the exact same thing. So go to the next one, do the same thing, and then you've got that effect. So you've got that almost like that yellow just coming up from behind the clouds. That is going to sit on there like that. Okay, so we're going to pop that down. We're going to use some foam tape for this one. And we're going to put some tape along the edge of this. I wonder if anybody's had their dispatch email yet. Normally by the 3rd show we get messages saying that theirs is on their way. Now this is just going to sit on the edge like that, so that is now following that design. So I've added in that yellow, so you can see you've got that contrast there because I've gone white on white, and I just wanted that little pop of colour in there. Now next thing we've got is, I adore that, Eternal Grace Lily. I know what that one is. We've got that. We got that there. No, I love it. I love lilies. It's probably the only lily and sunflowers, I think, are my flowers. So we've got that there. This is just going to sit up like that. So I'm using the reverse for this one. So I've printed out in the mirrored vignettes, and this is going to sit there like that. So I'm breaking that line of where the die is. So that line, I've broken that now with that die. And then we've got another one that is going to sit there. So I've broken that line completely, so you can't tell where that die finishes or starts. Now before I pop this one in, I'm going to just pop that there, so I roughly know what it is, and I've got some more of the flowers. So we're going to build these in. Now before I put that in, I want to pop this. How delicate is that? Absolutely stunning. It's so pretty. Great for like sympathy cards. And I don't think I've got any glue left in here. Oh, tiny bit. So this is just going to sit behind there. So you can just see those behind those flowers. Now we're going to add in some of these. I want to just add in a little pop of colour, not too much, but I wanted to add a little something in. So we're going to add that in there. I think sympathy cards can be so hard sometimes because, like, I don't like making a card that has no colour at all. And, you know, sometimes you want to make a sympathy card, but you don't want it to look, you know, too bland. You want to add a colour, but you don't want to add too much colour. Like, something like this is perfect because you still add in a bit of colour into it, but there's so much detail in that background. You don't even need to add in that much because you've got so much detail there that you don't need to go in and add loads. It's really effective just on its own. So I'm just shaping these a little bit. Just give them a little bit of shape. And we'll add in some glue on the back there. And then that is just going to sit there, like that. Now I've got "You Are Wonderful." And I've cut this out. I've cut that out actually with the same cream that I used in the last demo. So still from the Perfect Papers for Eternal Grace. But I've gone with that like creamy colour. So we're just going to pop some glue along here, and I've cut the mat out in white, so it's not going to jump out at you, but it's still going to stand out. And especially when you do cards like this where you've got different layers and you've got flowers and different colours, adding a mat behind your sentiment is a must, because that sentiment, if I didn't add that mat on there, it would just get completely lost in there and you wouldn't see it at all. Now before I stick that down, I've also got one of these bird cages, which I just thought was so pretty I could not use it. So we're going to pop some glue on here, and this is from Eternal Grace as well, if anybody wants to know. Pop that on there. And we're going to pop that there. Now while I'm just sticking this down, and I'm also going to stick some more of these birds around there, I'm just going to let you know that tomorrow at 2 o'clock we are going to be doing a craft along. Now we're going to be doing it with Floral Whispers, which is the new collection that launched last week. So hopefully you've all got yours at home already. But in this craft along, we want to do something a little bit different. We want to answer your questions. So any questions that you've got, or any card shapes, or maybe even something you want to see. Maybe you've seen something on the website and you want us to show it. You want to see what it looks like. Message in. So email us, studio@carnationcrafts.co.uk, and then in that craft along show tomorrow, we're going to go through all of your questions. So absolutely anything that you want to ask us, then email us and we will answer your questions tomorrow. And then you can also have another look at Floral Whispers. So we can go through all of that tomorrow. And then we're going to stick there. So we've got "You Are Wonderful." So you've got that there. But again, it's just, I wanted to show you a different way of using the cloud, and think about adding those dies in. So if you wanted to do something like this, think about where you're placing those dies to break up that line, because there you can't tell where that die starts. So think about doing placement things like this, so then you can add in the background, and then you could add that in any way you want. That could easily be a sympathy card, and it's the right amount of colour to add in there as well. So we've got our Woven and Cloud collection, which is on that special price for you today. So it's $39.99 for today, and today only. It is going to go back up at midnight tonight. So if you want to grab that, grab it today while it's on that show price for you. Now let's show you some more of the DT samples. So we've got one here. This one, purple ink, and I think it changes the look of it completely. Do you know what I kind of make? Oh, do you know what you could do? You could do it in pink and do like a candy theme, and it looks like candy floss. Oh. There's so many different ways you could do, or you could even do it like you could put mice on there, like bakery themed, and it could be like cream. So it doesn't matter what you put with them, it's gonna work. There's just so many different ways you could do it. You could do them in metallic and have Father Christmas on it. We've got the small Father Christmas like silhouette on the sleigh with the reindeer. That could easily sit on there, and Merry Christmas on the bottom. Card done straight away. So many different ways that you could use these. Then you've got another one here. I love this. It shows you how to use it in different ways. So you can go from that one to that one there. So you can see how you can use them in different ways, in different colorways. Bringing in, again, that could be a sympathy card, and that is absolutely stunning. That could be a teenager's card. Like, it's just, it looks so effective. You've got such an effective background there straight away before you even go in and think about what dyes you're going to add into it. But if you've got collections sat at home already that you think, do you know what, I haven't used that collection for months. I don't know what to do with that collection anymore. This is going to give that collection a new lease of life. Every collection that you have got, this is going to work with. Absolutely stunning. And then I'm going to bring this one in to show how you could use it as a matte and layer instead of using it as a card base. So you could use it as a matte and layer on its own. I'm just going to grab the ones that we did earlier, so then we can show them as well. Oh, so we've got one there. So tucking those flowers in. So like we were saying, you've got all of those areas there to tuck these in. I'd tuck more in there as well and have the flowers coming down. And same with the clouds. These have been designed as tuck-ins. So you can tuck your dies into these slots and you've got them there. And then this is another one I did. So these are my demos earlier. So if you missed the earlier show, go back where you could use it. So use two of them. So just using the reverse die, you can change the look of it completely. I think, have I? One. I can't. No, I've done right, but bear with, guys. Demo number 2. Demo number 1. I was like, how many demos have I done? How many have I done? I thought I was losing the plot. You just wanted to see them all again, didn't you? Oh, but all of those are obviously using the Woven and Cloud collection. It is on that special price, guys, so don't miss out on that show price, because it will go back up at midnight tonight. So it is on a special price of $39.99. 30% of the stock has gone. I know a lot sell later on as well when people come home from work and things like that. So don't miss out if this is a collection that you want to get. Are we doing boards? Are we doing samples? We're finished, right? So that was our last show for today. Thank you so much for joining us today. We will be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow with Sunlight Celebrations. So that's our brand new USB. So I hope you can come back and join us tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the launch of that. Have a nice evening, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.